Hello, Ineffable Being. How are you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful, magical day. I want to tell you that you are a genius, you are special, you mean the world, and you are loved. Ineffable Beings, today we're completing the series of Path of Least Resistance. This is video 3 of 3 on the series of how to live the path of least resistance. The first video was an overview where we discussed that we know the things that we should do. So why are we not doing them? Well, 3 things. 1, we don't have a purpose to the life we want or the reasons to do the better things. 2 is we can't stop overthinking. And 3 is we don't have the emotional power and the conscious valor to commit. That was video 1. On video 2, we talked about the importance of love, happiness, and our emotions, our interior world. We discussed how our society is training us, is pushing us towards disconnecting, disassociating ourselves from our emotions. It's very common in men to think, men should not be emotional. And because of this, we even have women now following that path because we can see primarily men are the people in power. I'm not saying this is true or it's valid, but it's just kind of what the results show. So what are the women doing? Well, they're starting to adopt the men mentality. All of this is disconnecting ourselves from our emotions, and we discussed there that our emotions are the primary force of everything. Emotions is energy in motion, and the cycle of life is emotions, thoughts, decisions, actions, emotions. So today we're going to talk about our external world. We're going to talk about our dream life, our goals, and our exterior worlds. How to live the life of least resistance. And we're going to tie everything together. It is raining outside, so I am kind of speaking a little bit louder because my door's open, the window's open, to get some fresh light in here. And I hope the rain isn't too much of a bother. But to get into this video, tie it all together, the path of least resistance and creating the world that you want, right? I understand that a spiritual dimension is important in every life, sure, but also is money, also is any success that you want. So let's get into it. Well, it's going to be a very short video because we're just going to tie it all up into a bow. The first thing I want to ask you is, have you built a purpose of your dream life? Or let me digress. Do you have a dream? And if you don't have a dream, if you don't have a big purpose, that is more than fine. You don't need a purpose to be amazing. You don't need a big dream to be a full-fledged life. And what a full-fledged life means to me is love. What a full-fledged life deserves is a chance to live happily ever after. So if you don't have a dream, if you don't have goals, if you don't have a purpose, it doesn't matter. But the path of least resistance should still be something important to you because you don't want to be in this compulsive cycle of repeating the same things to learn what you need to learn. And that is the seed of living a path of least resistance, because we are going to keep reliving the same lessons until we finally learn. This is what the path of least resistance teaches us, to be like lube, be like oil, be so lubed up and oiled up that you can slide through stress and navigate through drama and sorrow and negative reactions and positive things unaffected, or at least as unaffected as possible. And a good metaphor for this is, it's not about learning how to avoid the storms and the rain, but it is about learning how to dance in the rain. And the path of least resistance is going to teach you this. Well, when it comes to our goals and our manifestation in our physical world, we have to have a purpose to that. Because then we're not just waking up to wake up. We're not just going to work just to go to work. We're not in just a relationship to have a relationship. There's a purpose that you have set within yourself, and beyond there, you're going to stop overthinking. If you have made the decision to whatever actions, purpose, dreams, goals, and simple life that you want, then stop overthinking it. Because to save money versus not save money is pretty logical. To eat healthier versus to not eat healthier is pretty logical. To better your communication skills versus not is a pretty logical answer. to better your relationships versus not bettering your relationships is a pretty damn obvious decision, isn't it? To create joy, love, and happiness versus sorrow, pain, and sadness, well, that's again a pretty damn obvious decision to make, isn't it? So I ask you to stop overthinking these things. It's not brain science. It's not space or astronomical science. It's literally black and white. Is saving money good or yes or no? Is eating healthier good or not? Is your relationships important? Yes or no? Are you important? Yes or no? Is happiness better than sadness? Yes or no? I believe the answers are so obvious, but what happens? We are conditioned to not pay attention to our emotions. And when it comes to all these physical things like money and lifestyle and eating healthier, what happens here? Well, we are emotionally attached to everything that we know. And whatever is new in our world, we haven't emotionally attached ourselves to that experience because that neural circuit, the neural network doesn't exist in here. So what happens? We think that we're unworthy, we're not powerful, we're not intelligent, we lack something, power, energy, intelligence, commitment, to create the life that we want. So I want to push you to create the life that you want, but create it with the least resistance. And to do that, you have to have a purpose, you have to stop overthinking, and you have to have the emotional, conscious power to create the new life that you want, because these emotions don't exist and don't make you happy yet. So you have to be there for yourself. And beyond that, decide to have the conscious valor to commit to it. Because if you're allowing your reality to create your personality, then you're not. If we have 60 to 70,000 thoughts in one day, and we do, and 90% of the same thoughts I had yesterday, I'll have today, and you believe your thoughts are connected to your destiny, then how are you going to create the life that you want? I ask you again, how do you expect to create the life that you want if you have 90% the same thoughts that you had yesterday, and you believe your thoughts are connected to your destiny? Well, the answer is consciousness. The answer is to live within yourself as much as you live exteriorly. So once you start living this path of least resistance, there are a couple things. Gratitude. Gratitude because you know you are a success. What does success mean? Success means one thing. Success is having a worthy ideal and progressively moving in that direction. That is the only thing that you should define success by. And beyond that, be humble. Be humble that you may not be where you are, or you're closer than you imagine where you are, but you are alive and you are full of love and energy, which is emotion. Emotion is energy in motion. So you have the tools, you have the resources, the life energy inside of you. And the last, again, is conscious valor to step up for yourself, because no one's going to do it for you. Now, I give meditations for the collective, and I give meditations for whatever dreams and purposes and ideas and goals that you want. If you put them down in the comments, me and my team, we give meditations for that. But you know what? The question is, how do you want to go about your life? Because if you go about your life unconsciously, or simply being conscious of the fact that you can be conscious, then you're living by faith. Because everything that happens to you, you're going to call it faith. So whenever you get fired or dumped, or you have a new relationship, or you have a raise, you're going to call it faith. Faith exists whether or not you go at things consciously or unconsciously. So the question is, do you want to go towards the life of your dreams intentionally, or 100% by faith? This has been the series of how to live the life of least resistance. Least resistance means to be like oil, to slip in and out of drama and trauma. And it means to learn how to dance in the rain and not try to avoid it. I hope you've enjoyed this series. Please put down in the comments if you enjoyed it and if you did not. Also put what topics would you like for me to cover in the future. And please give this video a big thumbs up, share it on Facebook, Instagram, on your social media accounts, and give it a big thumbs up. I hope to see you on the side of light. Goodbye.